So earlier in this series on improving your running endurance, we talked about two types of training intensity: low intensity training through run, walk, run, or perceived effort. And we talked about high intensity training through intervals or fartleks. But what's the right mixture? How much should you run easy? How much should you run hard? And that's the topic of today's video, which is the last video in this series on improving your running endurance. Hi, I'm Ralph, the Ageless Runner. I'm all about helping you have a fun, healthy, and safe running life at any age, and especially as you grow older. Welcome. So to answer this question, I'm going to turn to a guy a lot smarter than me, and this is Dr. Steven Syler. And Dr. Syler has a PhD in exercise physiology, and he has spent his career studying and writing about how athletes train, especially in elite endurance athletes. How do they spend their time training? And what he discovered is that the most successful runners spend about 80% of their time doing easy runs, low intensity runs. This is that conversational pace. That's that easy perceived effort we talked about earlier in this series. And about 20% of their time is high intensity. That would be like intervals, tempo runs, fartleks, but higher intensity run. That 80-20 seems to be the right ratio of low to high intensity to help gain the most benefits for runners and athletes in general. Doesn't have to be running, could be biking or swimming. But that 80-20 guideline seems to be the best ratio for low to high intensity training. So what's the advantage of doing the 80-20 guideline? Well, the number one reason, there are several we'll cover, is improving your aerobic capacity. If you want to run long distances, you need to have a good aerobic base. So you need to spend 80% of your time running easy. That builds up your cardiovascular system. And it makes you a more efficient runner. The better your aerobic capacity, the more efficient you'll run, which means you burn less energy when you're running. Now, the second reason for the 80-20 guideline is to minimize overtraining. High intensity training, doing intervals and fartleks and tempo runs is hard. It's damaging to your muscles, damaging to your body. By limiting it to 20%, we give our body a chance to recover, give it a chance to heal, and we avoid maybe injuring ourselves or just getting burnt out. So keep your high intensity to 20%. Hey, if you're enjoying this information I'm presenting, please scroll down and hit that like icon. Those likes help this video and they really help my channel. Thanks so much. And another reason for the 80-20, it's really a performance booster because it's a balanced approach. You're spending time, a lot of time working on your aerobic system, but you're also spending time working on your stamina and your speed. So it really helps you perform better in those longer distances like half marathons or marathons. So it's a very balanced approach to help you improve your performance. And finally, the last reason for doing 80-20 is it's more sustainable. It's something you could do long term. If you're always doing, low intensity, you're always doing high intensity, you're going to get bored, or especially if you just focus too much on high intensity, you're going to get burnt out, you're going to hurt yourself. So it allows you to run more often, maybe run longer. I try to run 3 days a week. Maybe doing this, that works good for me. But keeping that balanced approach allows you to run as many days a week as your body's capable of doing. So I have two suggestions on how to maybe track your 80-20. One is, of course, is by run. Go out today and do a long run, an easy run. How much time did you do that? That counts towards your 80% for, let's say, that week. Or I'm going to go out and do intervals today. That counts towards my 20%. So by keeping it by each run, it makes it a little easier to track. However, sometimes I like to go out and do a long run, and I might intersperse a few fartleks or intervals in there. And when I do those kinds of things, I kind of look at my Garmin. I have a Garmin Forerunner 245. And my heart rate strap and look at my heart rate zones. I consider anything over 80% of my max heart rate, which is heart rate zones 4 and 5, I consider those high intensity. So how much time on that run did I spend in zones 4 and 5, and how much time did I spend in zones 1, 2, and 3? So that's another way to track your 80-20. So kind of a little reminder, as I said earlier in this video, when we talk about 80-20, we're talking about time. 80% of your time at low intensity, 20% of high intensity. We're not talking about distance, we're talking about time. So kind of keep that in your head and kind of work towards that to give you the best performance, minimize injury, improve your cardiovascular, at the same time improve your stamina and your speed if you so desire. Now the other things we talked about in this video series, for example, rest, nutrition, those apply. Whether you do 80-20 or not, those still apply. You need to give your body the proper rest and nutrition to help healing and recovery. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, please scroll down and hit the like icon. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you stick around. Please also subscribe. Thank you so much and happy running.